Hello, and welcome to our webinar on meditation for everyday life. I'm Dr. Alma Dale Smith at the National Mass Violence Victimization Resource Center at the Medical University of South Carolina in Charleston. Today, we want to talk about how to still the mind and increase awareness of both inner and outer experience, even in the middle of life. The overview is, what is your meditation practice, if any? Just taking a moment to ask yourself that and why you're here tonight. I'll talk a little bit about definitions, benefits, risks. Mostly I'll spend time on different styles of meditation, and then we'll do it, a 10-minute meditation practice with some reflection afterwards. Meditation by itself is not a treatment for PTSD or trauma, but when it's used along with treatment programs or as a practice to manage stress once you've gone through treatment, it can be very helpful. You'll notice how you're feeling and stay in that still position, not needing to change or fight anything. With meditation, you can slow down your reactions and be a bit more in control, more present and mindful rather than reactive. So, what is meditation? Again, you may have a lot of experience and know a great deal, or this may be just an initial orientation for you. But I want to go through what I think are the important points about what it is. So meditation is about training in awareness. And as you do that, you get a healthy sense of perspective. You're not trying to turn off your thoughts or your feelings. You're learning to observe them without judgment. And eventually, you may start to better understand these thoughts and feelings as well. So there are many times that people use the term mindfulness and interchangeable with meditation, and they are very similar. Their mindfulness is the ability to be present, to reside in the here and now, fully engage with whatever we're doing in the moment. Like you're sitting in a chair, you're watching your screen, you're listening to me. There may be sounds in the other room. So you're just present in this moment. Meditation uses mindfulness as part of the training, but it is really more of a practice. It's deliberately setting aside the time to focus. So the meditation leads to mindfulness, as well as a greater awareness of our inner world, or sometimes that universal connection. So I like to just distinguish the two, that meditation is the setting aside the time to practice. Mindfulness is what you do during meditation, as well as other kinds of things. And mindfulness can be also integrated into your everyday life, just mindfulness while you're driving, while you're eating, such as that. So why would we meditate, especially if we've gone through a very difficult experience where ourselves or our loved ones might have been threatened or injured? So meditation is not about becoming a better person or even ending and changing how we feel and think. But there are benefits that naturally occur with this continuing practice. One of the first is that people usually become more relaxed and have better sleep, better health and sensitivity to body changes. And the ability to return to a calm perspective helps you reduce conflict with others. As you become aware of the thoughts that reappear in your mind, this helps you understand yourself better, to really get to know yourself in a very close and observant way. Cultivating compassion for others helps you become more compassionate towards yourself. The body scan, which is often a part of meditation, helps you know your body better, which also keeps you sensitive to things like balance, or if you're feeling not well, or if you need to eat or sleep or rest, just tuning into your body more carefully. The awareness of your surroundings increases your sensitivity to the world around you. That may increase your awareness of flowers that you pass by or um, situations around you. You're just tuned in more to that. If you meditate on a spiritual phrase, that helps focus your dedication to an idea, such as compassion or forgiveness. If you focus on an inspiring phrase, that can help you focus on hope or confidence. One really important benefit from meditation is that distractibility turns into focus. There's so much going on in our world, from inside our thoughts and demands and pressures from outside, that learning to focus on what's going on helps. It increases your ability to complete tasks at work and at home. It also helps you to listen to others better. It may help you study better. So, this training in focus is one of the great benefits of meditation. Our automatic actions turn into deliberate awareness. This is an example of that is in eating. Do you just sit down and eat and not really notice what you're eating, or slow it down so that you're deliberately aware, choosing the foods that you're going to eat, knowing when to stop eating, that sort of thing. Meditation helps us reduce stress from within. Often, our inner world is what's stressful because we may be making comparisons or making judgments about others or about ourselves. So we help those judgments and comparisons fade. As you cultivate mindfulness through meditation, one of the things that you learn is careful listening. Listening to the sounds around you and knowing when to pay attention to them and when to perhaps tune them out. But careful listening increases sensitivity to others, especially children, loved ones. Often discussions of meditation focus on the health benefits as a sort of secular Western idea about you do this to help yourself. But one of the great benefits is that your sensitivity to others increases. You have a greater sense of patience and loving compassion, and that helps you understand others, especially those different from you. Meditation helps you cope with trauma reactions. You develop an increased skill in letting disturbing images and thoughts come and go. You may develop an increased ability to sit with intense emotion while watching it change, and to turn the mind to the present moment rather than to relieve the trauma. And finally, you hopefully can increase the self-compassion that you need after such a difficult time. Okay, I'm going to stop. Start this slide again. Meditation helps cope with trauma reactions. After a trauma, we often may have many disturbing thoughts, distressed feelings, have difficulty coping in other ways. So the practice of meditation helps to settle us down. We develop increased skill in letting disturbing images and thoughts come and go. Develop increased ability to sit with intense motion while watching it change. An increased ability to turn the mind to the present moment rather than reliving the trauma if you have intrusive thoughts. And increased self-compassion. There are some risks when we start meditation. They're not that serious, but sometimes you may think you're failing and feel worse. Meditation takes a lot of practice, and in the beginning, the mind wanders. It's hard to stick to it. You may not feel motivated, and so you think, "Oh, meditation is not for me." But remember, there's no failure, no judgment. Whenever you learn anything like riding a bike, you fall off at first. And the idea is even if you have 1 to 5 minutes of meditation, that's the beginning practice. During meditation, you may experience flashbacks or difficult memories. And you have the choice always to sit with these thoughts and try to work with them as we do in meditation, or you can always open your eyes and move around and stop and try again at a different time. If that happens, I recommend that you talk about it with someone, your meditation teacher or your counselor if you have one, to uh, fine tune how you can deal with those difficult memories. You may get physically uncomfortable, so always you can adjust your seat or your body so that you're okay. And if you have a history of dissociation or severe trauma, you may want to only do guided meditation with a teacher or counselor. There are so many styles of meditation. The classic one is this sort of sitting cross-legged, but there are so many other ways. There's the guided versus unguided meditation. We recommend if you're a beginner to follow a teacher or guided meditations that are on tape or YouTube. That way, I think it helps you get over some of the hurdles of uncertainty as you begin. One type of meditation is insight meditation, where you just notice your thoughts. Others focus primarily on the body scan, awareness of the body from tip to toe. Some meditations, there's a reflection on a question, like what are you grateful for? What's a good direction for you to take? There's just resting awareness. There's no effort. Let thoughts drift. Another kind of meditation is a mantra, where you focus on a word or phrase. It could be Om or grace or any phrase that is part of your tradition. The metta meditations are focused on loving kindness, where you send well wishes to your beloved ones, to yourself, and then eventually to all beings. Visualization is a very interesting kind of meditation where you imagine a scene that evokes calm, connectedness, courage. You envision sleep, great motivation, connection to supportive people, any kind of desired feeling that you can create a visual image for, and then hold that image during your meditation. In Headspace, they talk about the awareness of the blue sky. And during a meditation, there may be many thoughts happening, or you're having difficult feelings. And they remind you that above all of this, perhaps inner turmoil or the busy mind, the monkey mind, whatever you want to call it, there is above that the blue sky. Like our thoughts are the clouds, and it may be stormy, it may be just the gentle clouds, but even above that, there is that still, quiet, infinite blue sky. Some people prefer to meditate on a passage from a text. It could be poetry, it could be a sacred text. They may have a favorite prayer. So the meditation on that is one of the ways that they feel comforted or allow the mind to become still and focused on that one thought. So that may be a repetition of a verse or prayer. Chanting is an ancient and traditional way of meditation. And sometimes it's just the still focus on the divine. There are also moving meditations. Some people don't like sitting still for 20 minutes, but they find it much easier to meditate while moving. In that upper left picture, you see people at a workshop who are taking a break through a moving meditation, walking silently. And in that meditation, noticing each foot as it touches the ground, walking slowly, feeling the weight shift from one foot to the other, as well as noticing the sights and sounds, the light, the water, other people, just being aware in general as they move, walking. On the upper right's Tai Chi, slow movements. Uh, Lower left is a yoga, and on our bottom right is someone dancing. So any of these movements, the meditation part is to be really focused as best you can on how your body's moving through space and what sensations you're experiencing visually, sound, tactile. Some people like meditating while getting things done. So this is what the everyday life meditation is that you slow down your daily activities to have speed and use the extra time to be mindful and notice thoughts. So you can meditate while washing the dishes, taking a shower, gardening, walking down steps. The classic one is meditating while raking leaves or clipping hedges. It's a repetitive task that allows your mind to become still even while your body is getting things done. If we've been experiencing a lot of emotions, or sometimes if just emotions hit us and it's just take you over, you're having a bad morning or you're feeling a sense of loss about something and it's kind of sad and tearful, many times the impulse is to distract ourselves or be upset that we're upset. But the idea of meditating on feelings is that it's what we say, take it to the cushion. If you're having a difficult time, you take it to the cushion. You sit in your meditation chair or on your cushion or wherever it is that you enjoy doing your meditations and allow the feelings to be there. Kind of going through the grounding and the breathing, but then saying, this too is here. This feeling is here with me. And let me take the perspective that I need on what's going on inside of me. So in doing this part of meditation, to sit with your feelings, you invite the feeling to come rather than try to push it away. And then observe. Are you feeling sad and loss? Are you distressed that there are changes going on? Anxiety or worry? Frustration, feeling stuck, lost, unsure, even excited? Any of these feelings, as you sit with them, like we do with other thoughts and sensations, you observe it and then see how that sensation changes. See what memories are associated with it. See what attitudes you have about the feeling. Are you upset with the feeling? Are you judging yourself for having a feeling? All of those things are part of the observation of who you are inside. And then throughout these observing, you're also continue to breathe, continue to come back to the sense of gravity in your body and a sense of that still blue sky that's always present, even in the midst of distress. So sometimes when you're meditating, even if you didn't invite it, anxiety or strong feeling comes up, and it shows that you may be getting in touch with your emotions. And so, like, you welcome this too is here. Any tears, other emotions. The important thing is to let time pass. Let the tears flow. Let the frustration come and go. And then, as you let time pass, let the emotions subside. So I just want to go through the basic steps of meditation. And again, this may be a complete review for some people or an introduction. So in your preparation, you select what meditation you plan to do. If you need to get an audio tape or you know what it is you want to do, set a timer. And it can be 5 minutes or up to 45 minutes. And when I first started meditating, it was 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And then I remember teachers saying, 5 minutes is fine. Sometimes you don't want to do 30 minutes or you're not prepared for that. And so any time that you devote to practicing this is a benefit. It may be interesting that if you do 5 minutes and you're feeling uh, kind of good about how it's going, you may stay for another 5 minutes. There are, of course, people who take weekend retreats and meditate off and on for 2 days or longer. So, again, it's up to you what works for you. It's useful to have a bell to start and end. There are timers that offer that service or not. So next, you just find a comfortable position. You're sitting on a cushion or sitting in a chair, preferably if you're on a chair with your feet flat on the floor. Lying down may lead to sleep, and if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But sometimes you just might miss some of the training benefits if you lie down and drift off to sleep. And then I mentioned also the alternatives of moving. As you begin, you turn your awareness to the focus of the meditation, whatever it might be. Usually, this is the immediate sensations of breathing or gravity, sounds, your surroundings, and this brings you into the present moment. Then you maintain the focus as best you can, noticing when the mind drifts or thoughts persist. Thoughts will come, and the idea is that you try not to get engaged with them, judging them good or bad. And sometimes you can drift into a thought that lasts several minutes. Once you become aware that your mind has drifted, just gently return your awareness over and over to your breath and to the focus of meditation. The breath is always with you, which is one of the reasons that it's a frequent focus of meditation. And the gentle movement of the breath, I think, is sometimes easier to track than complete stillness. So you allow these distractions or thoughts to come and go. And again, a metaphor is that these thoughts are like leaves on the stream of your consciousness. They may go rather gently and slowly. They may come in a tumble of fast thoughts. But in any case, if you're sitting on the bank and you're just watching the leaves go by, you're not in the current of distractibility. You're observing it and saying, wow, I'm really like, what's going on with me today? Or I seem to be focusing. This is good. So it's the idea is this too is here and accepting that. Some people find it helpful to hold an image in your mind, such as an infinite divine, a still point of light. Sometimes people would meditate watching a candle flicker, or just a still a point in the distance that they're focusing visually. Other people just prefer to close their eyes and not have a visual image. But you can have an inner image that helps you stay present. And so you do it for the length of time you said. And at the end, when your meditation is complete, it's recommended that you open your eyes slowly and take a moment to be aware of your surroundings and also a moment of appreciation that you have done the practice and that meditation has been handed down to us as a way to achieve a certain amount of calm. So let's meditate together now. I'll lead you through a brief 10-minute meditation, and then we'll have a few moments of reflection afterwards. Good. So, as I said, get comfortable wherever you are. If you want to take a moment to move to a different spot, that's okay. And once you're settled, leaving your eyes open initially, take a few slow, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. As you do this, notice the air cool as you breathe in and warmer as you breathe out. And let yourself relax as you exhale. A few more deep breaths, perhaps even counting to 4 or 5 on the in breath, holding it and letting it go to the count of 4 or 5. Two more slow breaths. And then as you exhale, let your eyes close and let your breathing return to its normal rhythm. Take a few moments now to notice the sense of gravity. Notice the sense of heaviness in your body or the pressure against whatever chair you might be or floor you're sitting on. You might feel your feet touching the floor, and your arms may feel heavy and relaxed. Take a moment to notice any sounds that might be around. The sounds might feel distracting at first, but you can, once you notice, oh, that sound is there, or this is happening, then let your awareness return to your breath and to the sense of heaviness in your body. And next, I invite you to do a body scan. This is where you become aware of any sensations around your face and head, relaxing the jaw and mouth, letting your awareness go down your throat to your chest and feeling those sensations of breathing. And notice where the rhythm of that breath is. Where do you feel it in particular? You may take a moment to notice the area around your heart. Some people can't feel much there at all, and other people can have a real close sense of their heartbeat. But just, again, not judging whether it's good or bad, but just noticing. Then letting your awareness go down to your torso, your stomach area, down your legs, all the way down to your toes. Gently tuning in to every part of your body. Next, say to yourself, let my arms feel heavy and relaxed. Let my legs feel heavy and relaxed. And let my mind become calm and quiet. If you become aware of thoughts, just let them pass and return your awareness to your breath. Continue to breathe gently and evenly. Take a moment now to become aware of something that you're grateful for. It can be very simple. There may be more than one, there may be several. Next, take a moment to invite a sense of loving kindness. Do this by first imagining someone or something in your life that you really love and that matters a lot to you. And be aware of extending a sense of a wish for well being to that person. And then add another being, another person, or a pet. It could be almost anything. Extending this sense of caring and compassion. And then using that same sense of loving kindness, bring that loving kindness back to yourself so that you take a moment of really uh, caring for yourself as you are, whatever the situation is, that you can be understanding and caring and loving towards yourself as well as towards others. Again, if you have thoughts or uncertainties or judgments about this practice or about yourself or about anything that's come up, just allow that to be there without judgment, and then allow it to go, fade, drift away as you bring your focus of attention back to the gentle rhythm of your breath. As we end this meditation, just take a few moments to reflect on the journey of this short meditation. And then in a few moments, you can slowly open your eyes and take the time to become aware of the room, your surroundings. Good. I'm going to continue with a few more comments. One, congratulations for having gone through the webinar and done the meditations. Just ask you to reflect on what helped you to let thoughts come and go, and what helped you to stay focused on the sensations, the breath, or the ideas. And just ask you, I covered a lot of different perspectives. Just ask, did one of these meditations, these techniques speak to you? It doesn't matter which you choose. There's many kinds. Just we want to pick something that allows you to carry the calm, empathy, and mindfulness into the rest of your day. Just ask you, where's the best place for you to meditate? Is it in a straight back chair, or the bed or floor? Do you prefer meditating outdoors? Do you have time at work? Sometimes people meditate in the car after they park for just 5 minutes as a way to transition from travel to wherever they are. You can meditate while you're waiting for somebody else, and wherever you are right now. But the idea is that any place is okay to meditate. And then take a few moments to think about when's a good time for you. What is your usual day? Again, I recommend you can do meditations throughout the day. You can take a 1 or 2 minute meditation or a long sighing breath just to kind of get in touch with your body momentarily. Or set aside an active meditation. Some people like it first thing in the morning, if they have a break, or right after they get home, or before bed. Another time is just before meals. That's a classic time when people traditionally might say a prayer or just take a few moments before eating. But anyway, anytime you can do these meditations. So to increase your dedication to this practice, just think of the ways that you like to meditate. Note 3 times that you could, and then decide when you will meditate each day. It's best to do it every day at the same time of day. Now, people can often start a practice and then it gets interrupted, they skip, they don't do it, they get mad at themselves for not doing it. All of that doesn't matter. As soon as you are aware that meditation is going to be helpful to you, just go back to your practice. But again, there are many routines that you have during the day that you do for taking care of yourself. So adding this, however brief, can make it happen more often. There are many, many resources online and in books and in your community to help you develop your meditation practice. We really like Headspace and Calm, but there's many others. There are YouTube videos from spiritual leaders or secular leaders. The important thing is for you to sample a few until you find one that you like. And the community groups, again, you may need to sample a few to find one that you like. So on this note, we'll end the webinar, and I wish you all the best in your meditation practice and enjoying the benefits that will come to you as you do this on a regular basis.